Mr. Victor, your question to me was, why do I worship God?
Yeah.
So, when I was little, I didn't grow up in a Christian home.
Didn't.
Yeah, what I mean by that is, my mother is Christian. She was Christian, but she didn't raise us to be Christian. The only thing she actually raised us to know was to do to others as you want done to you.
You want to?
That's basically the only scripture that she did teach us. And she taught it very well. And she taught it all the time. But that was it. So, like, we never went to church. Like, even for Easter, Christmas. I think even for a funeral, wedding, we never went to church. Never went to church. I think the first time I stepped foot in a church was when I was, I think it was 16, and that was because God told me to go to church, because I fell back to drugs. So, in order to tell you the reason why I worship God, it would be to give you my testimony, right? So, you kind of have a good background. I wasn't raised in the church, and I remember, as a young boy, I didn't really. I don't want to say that. I don't want to say that I believed in God, because to believe in God as a young boy, that means that you would think that God exists. But I knew him as a boy, meaning I talked to him like I'm talking to you. And I remember telling him, I remember I was in grade 4, and I told him, I looked up, I said, okay, God, you're doing your thing, you're good, you're doing your thing, you're up there. I'm bad, I'm going to hell, I'm doing my thing down here. You do you, and I'm gonna do me. I remember I said that to him. And that was, so grade 4, I would be, I think, so that'd be, I was 8 years old when I said that to him.
It's like in the 1990s, I believe.
Yeah. I remember saying that, because I remember I was walking to school, and I didn't really pray to him much, but I talked to him. Like, I talked to him like I'm talking to you. So I didn't really pray. That was my prayer, was talking to him.
Here in Windsor, right?
Yeah. So, not knowing that he had different plans. So when I was in grade 7 and 8, I started dealing drugs and drinking, and I just really didn't care about life. When I was younger, I didn't see the point in life. I didn't see the purpose of going to school, getting a good job, getting married, having kids, and dying. That just seemed very pointless and useless. So I wanted to be 3 things: a cop, a police officer, a cop, which is a police officer, a firefighter, or an army guy, because I just wanted to leave the earth as fast as possible. With a purpose. Like, maybe leave the earth by saving somebody else. I would be satisfied. So when I was in 2000, God showed me a vision.
When you were 2000, it's okay, 2000.
when I was about 12.
That's 2000.
Yeah, in 2000, God showed me a vision, and he basically, I was with my friends. And I got caught up in a trance, and I saw this big hand with light radiating from the hand, going further and further away from me. And I looked out, and I saw this field of black hands, not black, like, not even like your shirt. They were like shadow hands. It wasn't a skin color. They were shadow hands. So you can imagine shadows coming up and grab. They started, and I felt it. They started from my ankles to my knees, to my hips, and to my shoulders, and finally, the black hands started grabbing my head. And what I got from that vision was, if I continue the path that I'm going on, God is going to let me go and allow the enemy to have his way. But if I follow him, everything will be okay. So after that, I'm like, okay, God, what do you want me to do? He told me to read the Bible. So I read it once, and I'm like, God, I don't understand what you're telling me. He said, read it again. So I read it again, and I'm like, God, I still don't understand what you're trying to tell me. He said, read it again. So I read it again. I'm like, okay, I kind of understand a little bit. And so the more that I read the scriptures, God shows me things, and that is why I worship. Because why would he take time out of his busy schedule to reveal to me treasures in the Word when he can reveal them to, the well-known pastors and the why me? Why is he giving me these treasures? So those that's why I worship him, for giving me a good life, for showing me the realities of the kingdom, for showing me the truth of his word.